Hello viewers, I'm here today with beloved treasure formerly known as the Woods Between the Worlds, and we're going to talk about her new transforming restart and her music brand changing from Woods Between the World to Beloved Treasure, and a little bit about her musical background. What kind of music do you make?
I make Jesus music in general, whether it comes out as contemporary Christian, praise and worship, Christian rock, or Christian country, or some other genre.
Who are you most inspired by?
I'm most inspired by Bethel music, especially Jen Johnson, Stephanie Gretchinger, Elevation Worship, Skillet, Pentatonics.
What would you say the mood of your music is then? Is it?
It can be happy and fun and celebrating, or it can be relaxing and peaceful, but it's always uplifting.
And it's about Jesus and the grace of God.
My music is about the good news of Jesus, who God really is, His love, His goodness, our worth as His loved ones, whom He created and redeemed. When people listen to my music, I want them to see who God really is, to have their needs met by Him, to start or build deeper relationships with Him, and to receive the paradigm shifts that they need in order to enjoy the abundant life that Jesus paid for them to have.
What's your background and what drew you to music?
I grew up in church and reading the Bible for myself since I was, the year I turned 11. I started reading the Bible for myself. I grew up being exposed to other cultures and languages and experiencing spiritual realities. What drew me to music? I always loved singing, and I made up songs as early as 5 or 6 years old just to help my siblings nap. And specifically, I loved singing all the Jesus songs that I learned in Sunday school and church on missions trips from the radio. When I was a child, one of my aspirations was to be a singer, but I was told that I couldn't do that because there's no money in that. I was made to feel like music was something you did on the side in your spare time because it had no real value, practically speaking.
That is a common struggle amongst musicians.
However, there were prophecies spoken over me when I was a teenager, encouraging me to be a singer for God and to pursue creativity in teaching and evangelism. When I was 17, I started writing songs inspired by Stephen Curtis Chapman at the time. And before I left college, I did acquire a bachelor's degree in sacred music in addition to my other bachelor's degree. And I very much enjoyed touring with the college groups that went out to sing to recruit students to their college and sharing our testimonies about Jesus and what He was doing in our lives. I remember reading about the Levite singers in the Bible and being jealous that they made their living by singing to God.
That would have been an interesting time. I wonder how long their shifts were. Does it say?
Under King David, there was they had 24/7. So there were 12 teams. I can't remember how many was in each team. So I think they had 2-hour shifts.
That would be cool.
So probably the rest of the time they just practiced, and then they just had these 2-hour shifts every day.
I'd do that.
Yeah.
I'd do that. What makes your approach unique?
I feel like music is an important tool in speaking for God to people and in speaking for us as people to God. So it's kind of a priest-prophet idea where it's a link between us and God, and that's my approach to music.
Do you think that nature also plays a part?
Nature is very important for me because it helps me to recenter and to become peaceful, and that's my most creative state. So
It's God's creation in direct form.
yeah.
Just working together, trees and
Yeah.
elements and animals. What world are you trying to create
For my listeners?
for your listeners, those watching this? interview?
I want to bring heaven to earth. My goal is to... So there's a verse in Habakkuk 2, I think it is, where it talks about the earth will be full of the knowledge of the glory of Yahweh, like the waters cover the sea. And so their word for know, to know, it has the idea of that you know by seeing. And so I want to raise up God's friends that will cover the earth with knowing by seeing God's glory, whether it's in miracles, in experiences with God, in nature, that we know by seeing God's glory and goodness and His love. So
it's like the beauty of the nature in the forest. Love it out here.
I do too.
What is your personal ambition behind your music that would resonate with fans and listeners?
Yeah, there's like a story that happened when I was in college that kind of illustrates what I like to go for. Is that so I wrote a song about emotional healing because that was something I was beginning to experience, and I wanted to share it with others. And a group of us went to a juvenile delinquency place in another town to do their chapel service. And so my friend played the guitar and I sang my song, and I shared my testimony from Isaiah 63:9 about how God feels with us and that He sends His angel to rescue us from our situation. And after
the Lord,
after the service, like every single girl in that room and about a third of the boys, they all swarmed up to talk to me because they resonated with my story, and there was just this connection that I felt, and it felt like I was able to help them to feel seen and heard and understood because I went through a similar situation and how God helped me in that. And that really is my ambition, is like I want people to feel seen and heard and understood, and also to have those paradigm shifts and to see how we come out of our troubles and out of the things that we grow up in, or whatever is hurting our life, whatever's hurting us, how God has answers for those things. And just it's that connection and that sharing what God has done for me and that He wants to do for you, that is kind of at the heart of my ambition with music.
Amen. Amen. I hope that you can reach the world and comfort anybody who might desire comfort or who can resonate with these messages. Beloved Treasure, for anybody wanting to listen to this music or maybe read some books, Beloved Treasure, Instagram, TikTok,
YouTube,
Facebook, the lot of them.
I'll be changing my name over to Beloved Treasure on January 2nd. Right now it's still The Woods Between the Worlds. So it's coming right up. And Beloved Treasure is going to be focusing on the fact that we are His, like the pearl of great price, like an ultra expensive pearl. That's what we are, and He gave everything for us. And I feel like that's kind of the focus, that we are His beloved treasure and we're worth everything to Him. He gave everything for us. So that's about it.
Gift of Jesus Christ.
Amen.
Stay tuned.